lugar. A onda tirou o ônibus do lugar.
The ocean along Rio de Janeiro's coastline started behaving strangely. The waves grew taller, louder, and stronger. By nightfall, they were no longer just waves, they were walls of water, some reaching up to 4 meters high, pounding the shore like a relentless drum. The city, known for its golden beaches and calm sea views, suddenly found itself in a battle against nature.
Está llenando totalmente la mar, vecino. Ahora es que viene buena. Viene buena.
Locals said it felt like the ocean was angry. Streets in upscale neighborhoods such as Leblon were swallowed by seawater. Garages filled up like bathtubs. Flower beds were ripped apart, and shop owners had no choice but to shutter their kiosks. In Barra da Tijuca, the waves didn't just stop at the beach, they reached buses parked at the station.
Ciclovia interditada. Obedeça às sinalizações e procure uma área de saída mais próxima.
The force wasn't just in the city center. In Maricá, the waves surged to 3.5 meters, ripping apart coastal roads and peeling asphalt like paper. Beach businesses in areas like Barica, Ponta Negra, Restinga, and Itaipuachu had to close. Civil defense teams stayed on high alert, keeping people away from the shore. In Saquarema, the scene was surreal. Foam, thick, white, and endless, covered the sand, spilling into the streets and reaching the heart of the city. Officials explained that the foam was harmless, formed by the churning of organic matter in the water. Yet it added to the sense that this was no ordinary storm. In the Saquarema Lagoon, waters rose so high that a dredging machine sank. Environmental teams rushed in, fearing oil leaks, but confirmed there was no contamination. Delim Morera Street in Leblon, where beachfront apartments cost more than 10 million reais, had to be closed in both directions. Cleanup crews worked tirelessly, but the water refused to retreat quickly. Meteorological reports made the picture even more chilling. The same day the waves hit, Rio recorded its lowest temperature of the year, just 10 degrees Celsius in the early morning. Wind speeds topped 100 kilometers per hour. For a city used to warmth and sun, this was a cold, violent shock.
Quedó a la altura de la rampa.
The cause was traced to an extratropical cyclone forming over the South Atlantic. Unlike tropical cyclones, these storms are born when warm and cold air masses collide in the mid-latitudes. The clash creates a massive low-pressure system, generating fierce winds that travel over huge areas. These winds push enormous volumes of seawater toward the coast, creating what experts call a storm surge. This wasn't just a bad day at the beach. This was nature mobilizing the ocean itself. As the cyclone spun over the sea for days, it whipped up waves that grew larger and larger. By the time they reached Rio's coast, they were powerful enough to breach roads, flood homes, and paralyze neighborhoods. Oceanographer Marcelo Sperl explained that waves are born from wind. When those winds are sustained and intense, like the 100 kilometers per hour gusts seen here, The sea's energy builds into something unstoppable. The ocean doesn't simply send water to the shore, it shoves it, stacking wave upon wave until the land can't hold it back. The timing of the event caused confusion. On the same day, an 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Russia, triggering tsunami warnings across the Pacific. Many wondered if Rio's giant waves were connected. Experts were quick to clarify. The two disasters were completely unrelated. A tsunami happens when the ocean floor shifts suddenly, displacing water and creating a single massive wave train that can travel thousands of kilometers. Rio's disaster was different. It was a storm surge, born entirely from weather, not tectonic movement. The Pacific tsunami could never reach the Atlantic coast of Brazil, separated by continents and oceans. Still, for the people in Rio, the distinction didn't matter much. Whether from earthquakes or cyclones, the sight of the sea invading the land was equally terrifying. Avenida Delphi Moreira in Leblon was under so much water that officials closed it in both directions. Cars, buses, and pedestrians had no safe passage. The boardwalk, normally full of joggers and vendors, was empty. The sound of crashing waves echoed through streets where traffic noise usually dominated. In Marica, the destruction of roads forced detours and delayed emergency responses. In Beira, residents saw waves slam into concrete barriers, sending sprays as high as buildings. Businesses suffered as tourism halted overnight. And then there was the cold, the kind that seeped into wet clothes and made cleanup work even harder. The air felt heavy, as if the storm itself was lingering over the city. The Brazilian Navy predicted that the storm surge would weaken by Thursday night around 9 p.m. But authorities kept warning coastal residents to stay away from the water. SAMAR meteorology teams and public service workers began clearing Rua 70 and Rua areas from early morning, hauling away sand, debris, and damaged property. Meteorologist Hanna Silveira said the cyclone was already moving farther out to sea, which meant weaker winds for Rio in the coming days. Still, gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour could hit certain areas, keeping the threat alive for a while longer. Meteorologists noted that Brazil's southeast coast is highly vulnerable to these winter cyclones. Each year, storms like this bring extraordinary waves that can reshape coastlines and threaten communities. Experts stress the need for better coastal defenses, stricter building codes near the water, and public awareness campaigns to make sure residents take warnings seriously. The storm's power was a reminder of just how quickly nature can turn. The same sea that draws millions of visitors to Rio each year can, in a matter of hours, become a force of destruction.
Cara, foi bem pesada. Maresia muito forte, o mar subindo, derrubando todas as mesas, cadeiras, quebrou o deck. Tava bem pesado, tava ruim de trabalho.
By Thursday morning, the waves had begun to shrink, but the damage was done. Roads were cracked, businesses had lost days of income, and homes would need repairs. Residents in places like Leblon and Maricá were left with the memory of water rushing into streets, a sight they wouldn't soon forget. Authorities expressed relief that, despite the chaos, there had been no loss of life. Civil defense teams credited early warnings and quick action in keeping residents safe. But for many, the emotional toll was heavy. Standing in the aftermath, one could see how thin the line is between peace and disaster along the coast. On a calm day, Rio's beaches are postcard perfect. On days like these, they are reminders that the ocean's power is never truly under human control. If you want to stay informed about extreme weather events and the forces shaping our world, make sure you subscribe, Turn on notifications and share this video so more people understand the power and unpredictability of nature. Stay safe, stay alert, and never underestimate the ocean.